morning, class 5. Today we will read the 7th chapter of your textbook, and the name of the chapter is The Allan and the Alien. It's a very interesting chapter, but before reading the chapter, it demands few questions to be answered from you, right? And we'll find the answers of these questions after reading the chapter. Have you heard or read about aliens? Do you think aliens exist? What would you do if you met an alien? Okay, we'll discuss all these questions after reading the chapter. But first of all, tell me, what is an alien? Who are aliens? Do you know? But aliens are some fictional beings that come from another world. They are not the human beings. Okay, they are the fictional beings. They come from some other planet, right? They are from some other planet, from some another world. Let's read the story together. There was a boy, Allan. He was asleep in his bed when suddenly he woke up. He saw a light shining outside his window. It was red and orange light. He peeped out of the window. There was something huge and round shaped. बच्चे एक बॉय था जिसका क्या नाम था? Allan. ठीक है. Once he was sleeping in his bed and suddenly he woke up and he saw there was a light coming from outside the window, and it was red and orange light. When he saw out of the window, there was something round and huge shaped, right? It was green, yellow and gold and had lights flashing in a circle around it. उसकी इतनी सारी लाइट्स थी, ग्रीन, येलो, गोल्ड एंड सब फ्लैश कर रही थी एक सर्कल बना के. Yes, it was a flying saucer. He saw a door opening slowly at the base of the flying saucer, and then he saw them. Now beta, flying saucer means it was a spaceship, right? एक spaceship आया था, ठीक है? और उनमें कौन आए थे? Aliens आए थे. They had huge heads and very tall, long bodies. उनके बड़े बड़े head थे and tall, long bodies थी. Each one of them had 4 arms, और उन सबकी 4 arms थी. And their faces were a sort of green color, but they had no noses or ears, just very big eyes. Aliens, right? अब उसको पता चल गया alien को कि वो कौन थे. They were aliens, और उनके 4 arms थे. और उनके जो फेसेस थे वो ग्रीन कलर के थे, एंड दे हैड नो नोजेस और ईयर्स ऑन देयर फेसेस. The aliens turned back towards the spaceship. Now the aliens turned back towards the spaceship, and the spaceship took off. Allan felt his ears bursting with the noise, and everything went black. अब Allan को ऐसे लगा कि कोई साउंड आ रही है, ओके, और उसकी वो जो साउंड है वो उसके ईयर्स को बर्स्ट कर रही है, एंड एवरीथिंग वेंट ब्लैक, और सब कुछ ब्लैक हो गया, ओके. एंड द एलियन, देयर वाज एन एलियन हु वाज स्पीकिंग इन हिज लैंग्वेज, राइट? Allan slowly woke up. Where was he? What was that weird sound? अब Allan जो था वो slowly उठा, और वो कहाँ पर था? What was that weird sound? What is weird? Strange, odd. वो odd sound किसकी थी? Now, as I told you that Allan heard a very weird sound. That is very strange and odd sound. He sat up in his bed and switched on the light. He screamed. Right in front of him was an alien. It was green with purple spots on its body. It had huge eyes and a long metal antenna sticking out of its head. As much you can see this in the picture also. And when Allan saw the alien in front of him, he suddenly screamed. उसने shout किया, and he saw an alien in front of him. It was green and purple spots. It had green and purple spots on its body, and it had huge eyes and a long metal antenna. What is an antenna? Antenna is a long piece of metal, beta, used for sending and receiving the signals, right? तो उसके हेड पे एक एंटीना भी था, right? The alien looked at Allan and smiled. Blugle woogly. Now this is the language of the aliens. They have very different language, beta, because they are not the human beings. They are fictional beings, right? So the Allan looked at the alien and he smiled and he spoke Plugal Woogly. I'm sorry, I don't understand, said Alan. अब Alan को उनकी language समझ में नहीं आई because they were not speaking in English or Hindi, right? So he said कि I'm sorry, I cannot understand. What are you saying? The alien looked hurt. Alan wasn't frightened anymore. अब alien को कुछ hurt हुआ क्योंकि उसको उसकी language समझ नहीं आ रही थी. And alien was also very confused कि what should I do now, right? And Alan wasn't frightened anymore. अब Alan को उससे कोई भी डर नहीं लग रहा था. What's your name? He asked. उसने पूछा आपका क्या नाम है? The alien didn't reply. Alan had an idea. Maybe they could use his computer. अब Alan के पास एक आइडिया आया कि मे बी वो मेरे कंप्यूटर यूज करके कुछ टाइप करके मुझे बता सके एंड इट वुड हेल्प हिम टू टॉक टू मी ऑल्सो. He went over to his desk and switched on the computer. The alien followed him too. Okay, he pressed all the keys on the keyboard and stared at the screen. Then suddenly he began to talk. Now, bache, he switched on the computer and the alien also followed him. And then he pressed all the keys on the keyboard and he started staring at the screen. And suddenly the alien began to talk. Hello, he said. Good evening. This was great. Now the alien could talk to him. अब alien उससे बात कर सकता था. What's your name? asked Alan. The alien spoke very slowly. अब alien ने बहुत धीरे से बोला. I am Zogol from the planet Pegasi 5. It is very far from Earth. मेरा नाम Zogol है and I am from planet Pegasi 5 and it is very far from Earth. वो अर्थ से बहुत दूर है. By now it was morning. Alan went down to have his breakfast and left Zogol looking at the things in his bedroom. Now the Zogol was in Alan's bedroom and Alan went down to do his breakfast. After breakfast, he found a coat and a hat for Zogol to wear and they went out into the street. After doing the breakfast, what did he do? He found a hat to wear, for a hat and a coat for Zogol to wear, and then they both went out into the street. Just then a large yellow double-decker bus came along. बेटा double-decker bus जिसमें 2 portions होते हैं, okay? तो वो double-decker bus जो थी वो आगे आके उनके stop हुई, रुकी. It stopped at the bus stop and lots of people got on. अब बहुत सारे people जो लोग थे उसमें they got on. What is it? asked Zogol. अब Zogol ने पूछा ये क्या है? That's a bus, said Alan. What's it for? It's for people to travel on. Travel? Why don't they teletransport? I mean, fly. Now he said that's a bus. Alan ने क्या कहा कि ये एक बस है and वो कहता है कि लोग इसको क्यों यूज करते हैं? For travel. उसने कहा traveling करने के लिए. And then why don't they use the teletransport? Means वो क्यों नहीं fly करते? Alien said वो fly क्यों नहीं करते हैं? We can't do that on Earth. अब Alan ने कहा कि we can't do this on Earth. I will teach you. Take my hand. Now the alien said that you take my hand and I will teach you how to fly. Alan took hold of Zogol's hand. He felt his fingers getting warm. Then suddenly they were off. They flew into the air vertically. अब वो हवा में उड़ने लगे. Right? Both of them. Wow! cried Alan. This is fantastic. अब Alan ने cry किया. He cried with joy that wow, it's very fantastic. I can see everything from here. My house, my school, the park. He was so happy that I can see everything from here now. They came down slowly and landed in Alan's garden. Now where did they land? They landed in the Alan's garden. Alan still felt a bit dizzy. He sat down on the grass. Alan's dog Spot ran into the garden. Now Alan was a bit tired now, right? And he sat on the grass. तो अब Alan का dog आया वहाँ पे. What was the name of the dog? Spot. Oh, hello, Spot, said Alan. This is my friend Zogol. Now he is introducing Spot to the alien. He's saying that this is my friend Zogol. Now Alan looked around. Zogol was nowhere to be seen, and then he saw him on a tree. अब Alan ने उसे ढूंढा. He looked around and saw that Zogol was nowhere. वो कहीं पर भी नहीं था. And suddenly he saw him sitting on a tree. Oh, this is just Spot, my dog. Don't worry. He won't hurt you. He's very friendly. Now he said that don't be afraid of my dog. He's very friendly. It's just my dog, Spot. Zogol climbed down from the tree. Dog, he muttered. What is muttered? Muttered means to speak in a very low voice. Okay. तो उसने कहा कि डॉग, बहुत धीरे से बोला वो, नो डॉग्स ऑन पेगासी 5। वो कहता है कि हमारे प्लेनेट पर तो पेगासी 5 पे कोई भी डॉग्स नहीं होते हैं। Alan managed to get Zogol back into the house without anyone knowing. That night, Zogol told Alan about his parents and started to cry. अब Alan बहुत ही डिफिकल्टी से, मुश्किल से उसे अपने घर में वापस लेके आया, without knowing, किसी को बताए बिना, right? और उसी नाइट Zogol ने Alan को अपने पेरेंट्स के बारे में बताया and he started to cry. I lost them last night, he said. The spaceship has gone back to Pegasi 5. Without me, I'll never see them again. Now, bache, he said that all my parents have gone back in the spaceship and I am left here, and so I cannot meet my parents again. Now they have gone back. And Zogol started to cry even more. Then they saw the light, the same red-orange glow. That's them, cried Zogol. They have come back for me. Now again they saw the same light which Alan saw earlier. It was red-orange glow, right? And Zogol cried that my parents have come back. They have come back for me to take me with them. Zogol and Alan ran out of the house towards the field and into the red-orange glow. When they reached the spaceship, Zogol stopped and turned to Alan. Now both of them went out of the house towards the light, and when they reached the spaceship, Zogol stopped and turned back to Alan and he said, "Will you come too?" "All right," said Alan. अब उसने Alan को invitation दिया कि Alan, you want to come with me to my world? He said, "Okay, all right, I'm coming with you." The silver spaceship flew through space so fast that Alan felt dizzy. अब Alan को फिर से dizziness feel हुई. He looked out of the window and saw the earth disappear. अब जैसे वो इतनी far चले गए earth से, तो वो earth ऐसे लगा उसे कि अर्थ डिसअपियर हो गई है. आफ्टर अ व्हाइल ही लुक्ड आउट एंड सॉ अ स्ट्रेंज येलो ब्लू प्लैनेट. नाउ देयर वाज अ स्ट्रेंज येलो ब्लू planet. Zogol pointed and said, "That is Pegasi 5. It is my home." Now Zogol ने point किया उसकी तरफ and said कि this is my house, Pegasi 5. Now the spaceship landed and Alan looked around him. The sky was yellow and blue. There were two suns, one red and one green. Now Alan was in the world of the aliens. He was at a new planet in the new world. And when he looked around, the sky was yellow and blue and there were two suns. We have one sun, we always see one sun, right? But there were two suns, one red and one green. They went to Zogol's house. It was very strange, like a large metal cube. Now they both went to Zogol's house and it was very strange house with large metal cube. All the walls inside were made of glass. उसके अंदर जो सारी walls थी वो किसकी बनी हुई थी? ग्लास की, कांच की बनी हुई थी. The doors opened automatically. Doors automatically open होती थी. There was a big room downstairs with a huge screen on one wall. Now downstairs there was a big room जिसकी वॉल पे क्या था? एक ह्यूज स्क्रीन थी, बहुत बड़ी स्क्रीन थी. Zogol touched a button. उसने वो स्क्रीन का एक बटन टच किया. The screen came to life. Zogol could use the screen to talk to his friends and family. Now it was like a telephone, बच्चे. It was like a like we can send the messages through it or we can talk to our friends. The screen was like a something to use for messaging the friends and family. Wow, thought Alan, that's amazing. Alan को लगा, wow, this is amazing. Outside the house there was an amazing garden. All the flowers were blue or silver. अब वहाँ पे जो flowers थे वो भी बहुत different थे. They were of blue or silver color. Some of them had shiny metallic spots. किसी के ऊपर shiny metallic spots थे. And the strange thing about them was that they kept moving. और उसकी strange thing क्या थी कि वो move करते थे. They kept moving. In the garden stood a long silver capsule. Now in the garden there was a long silver capsule. What is a capsule, beta? A container. It was a container. And Zogol said, "That's my car. Come on, let's go and see my friends," said Zogol. Now that container was Zogol's car. He said, let's go and see my friends. Let's go together. Now Allan was in Zogol's car. They both stopped at a round silver building. They went into a large room which was filled with creatures of every shape, color and size. Now बच्चे, they all were traveling by the car and they stopped at a round silver building. वहाँ पर वो रुके और उस रूम में, वहाँ पे एक रूम था, वो उसमें क्या था? It was filled with creatures of every shape, color and size. These are my friends, Spookle and Globo, said Zogol. Now Zogol introduced his friends to Allan. He said that they are my friends. Their names are Spookle and Globo. Allan shook hands with a very large green spiky alien with 3 eyes and the small purple colored creature with 5 arms. Now both the friends were very strange. Obviously they were also aliens. They had spikes on their heads and they had 3 eyes, a small purple colored creature with 5 arms. वहाँ पे एक small purple colored creature था जिसकी 5 arms थी. Pleased to meet you, said Allan. Spookle and Globo smiled at Allan even though they thought he looked very funny with only 1 head and 2 eyes. Now Allan said that I'm very pleased to meet both of you, Spookle and Globo. But Spookle and Globo, they smiled at Allan because they thought that he was a very different creature. Beta, they were aliens, so for them we human beings are very different. So they smiled and they said they thought that he was very funny looking person. Allan was a very funny looking person with 1 head and 2 eyes. He had only 1 head and 2 eyes like the human beings have, right? So they smiled, they both smiled at each other. Now after a while, Zogol said it was time to go home. They went back to his house in the flying silver capsule. Okay, now after a while they both decided that now they should go home, and then they sat down in their flying capsule. That was the Zogol's car, and they went back into the house and Zogol switched on the large screen. वहाँ पे wall पे जो एक large huge screen थी, he switched on the large screen. There was a message. It said, Allan, come home wherever you are. Now, there was a message on the screen that for Allan, that Allan, where are you? Wherever you are, beta, come back home. Zogol pressed another button and Allan saw the picture of his parents. His mother was crying and his father looked sad. Bache, because he had come with Zogol without informing his parents, right? तो उसने अपने parents को inform नहीं किया था that he is going to the another planet with Zogol. So the parents were very worried about him. So they said that you come back wherever you are. This is Earth TV, said Zogol. They are looking for you. Now Zogol said that this is the Earth TV and your parents are looking for you. You must go back home now. Allan wanted to cry. I must go home, he said. Now I must go home. I should not waste any more time. Yes, I know, said Zogol. Zogol said, yes, you should go, definitely. They went back to the spaceship. In no time at all, it landed back on the Earth. Now they were both on the Earth. Allan walked down from the spaceship for the last time with a tear in his eye. Now Allan walked down from the spaceship, but there were tears in his eye. Why there were tears in his eyes? Because he was going to miss his friend now. Because Zogol was going back to his planet. So he was going to miss his friend now, a very dear friend. Goodbye, he called to Zogol. Come back one day, he said. Goodbye, Zogol, but please come back one day. Goodbye, said Zogol sadly. अब Zogol ने भी बहुत sadly बोला, depressed way में बोला. I'll come back someday. Definitely, I'll be back someday. So Allan set off towards the garden of his house and saw his dog Spot running towards him, barking happily. And as Allan stepped into his house, his dog Spot came running towards him, and everyone was very happy to see him back. So I hope you must have enjoyed this chapter. It was a very different and very entertaining chapter, right? Thank you so much.